Instead of me telling you what ACE is, and oh, by the way, there's folks on this particular call, on this webinar that have ACE. Some of you are interested in ACE. The reason we're doing ACE on this is because a couple folks in the last webinar we did said, hey, I would really like to see a little teaser on ACE. And so that's what you're really going to get here. So instead of me telling you what ACE is, I'm going to let somebody with a much better voice that's going to articulate exactly what ACE is in a very short period of time. And then I'll go through a couple slides to just further illustrate the meaning and point.
AutoSys changes have been crushing spirits and killing momentum since forever. Getting a new job to prod takes 3 approvals, a personal favor, and maybe a prayer, while executions spiral out of control with no way to monitor or contain them. The environment keeps growing, and headcount doesn't. There's a better way. ACE is a self-service lifecycle tool for AutoSys. It handles every stage of change and automatically updates and validates changes before promotion. No back and forth, no guesswork, no burnout. ACE makes change easy. Open a request, add jobs and attributes, auto-validate. Pick immediate or scheduled migration, review, and migrate jobs and code in one click. ACE gets code to production faster, and some of our clients have cut job failures in half. Our job execution dashboard gives you workload visibility to predict TCO. And when you need to clean house, ACE performs health checks to identify unwanted data in any environment. Need proof? ACE tracks chargebacks and runs audits through SQL Server reporting services. And yes, it plays nice with Jenkins, ServiceNow, and the rest of your ecosystem. Want to see it in action? Reach out for a demo today.
So hopefully that provided you with enough feedback or information about what ACE can do. So a couple slides I'm going to really quick go through before I turn it over to Parker, who's going to walk through those same pieces in action. So you heard it on the video. There's a number of different things that it does. It talked about integration. So what we've done, we had a lot of feedback from folks that said, I really want to be able to migrate my AutoSys changes at the same time as I do my code. And what we're finding is that the code is ready to go, but we're waiting on the AutoSys changes. And so we have the ability to integrate, as you heard on the video, with Jenkins and Jira and so forth. So you can actually do one-click migration to migrate the AutoSys jobs as well as your code at the same time. The other thing that you see here is rapid migration. So one of the ways in which, some of you put on the previous poll, man, I wish I could learn more about the actual integrations. Some of that, I didn't get into that, but some of that might be due to the amount of time you have available to be able to do that. And so the great part about ACE is it can do rapid migrations in seconds. The only thing that would ever take a little more time is the approvals. So if folks are ready to approve the change, ACE will provide you with everything you need to make a good informed decision on that change. You just simply have to click the approve button and let ACE do the rest. Visibility, so there's visibility in change, there's visibility in runs, there's visibility in executions. We give you a real good dashboard. We give you all the information you would ever need in order to see what's going on in your environment. And then the last one is standardization. Now, I will say there's 4 on the screen, but there's probably 40 that we could actually talk about today. We picked the ones that resonate the most typically, and that's what we're going over. So standardization, the really great part about that is the bigger the shop, the more of a need they even have for standardization. And so some of the shops I've worked with have 5 different ways of making change, and they put it down to the actual application layer to come up with a way to do that. That's how they get from 1 to 5. The idea is bring them together, put them in one standardized solution to do change. And that's really what ACE can do for you. The next slide is important because it's what Parker's going to go through for you all today. So migration, effectively, this is a solution that will take your changes and migrate them through the environments and into production. It doesn't matter if you have only 1, right? We can do migrations within the same instance. It doesn't matter if you have 4. We can do the migrations. We make it all automated as much as you can automate. We give you reporting, as I alluded to earlier, so we can track all your changes, the approvals, job activity, executions, you name it. We do reporting on it. And we also have dashboards that can provide you everything that you need to be able to see holistically from the environment or even specifically for an application. So for example, if an application has certain number of job changes in your environment, but they represent a lot more of the failures, that's obviously something you'd want to know so that you can go back to that team and say, it looks like we need to get you some training on AutoSys. That's something that ACE provides right out of the box. Same thing with executions and so forth. And then the standards, as I mentioned, I just talked a little bit about that, so I won't really get into that. But we have what we call a validation engine. And the validation engine has all the different things that you would want to validate standards-wise in your environment. You just pick and choose the ones you want to validate, and then you let ACE uphold that. And so we'll show you that as well. And then the last one is the health checks. So this came from a number of years ago when we were really good at stopping the garbage coming into the environment with ACE. What they said to us is, I have some garbage in my environment. How can I get rid of it? And so that's where the health checks were born, is we said, all right, we need to look at what's already there and provide good informed information to everybody on what they can do with that to help keep it cleaner, more efficient, and optimized. And that's what the health checks are. What you see here is we do a number of different things. We do a whiteboard session, which essentially says, if you want to see what ACE looks like in your environment, first tell us how you do change today. Then we'll show you what it would look like with ACE hypothetically based on what we know tomorrow. So what you see here is a typical change process from an actual environment. We go to all their information. You can see that there's 21 different steps to make their change. And we won't have you look at all of this detail. We're just saying this was actually from an environment. So we took them from 21 steps all the way down to, looks like 9 different steps. A couple of them we can't change. Like we can't really automate the actual onset of a request, right? You're never going to automate that. But whatever we could automate, we did. And it was a 67% reduction, which actually is one of the lower ones. We get all the way up to 90% automation in a lot of environments. So anyway, just wanted to show you that.